Good morning, everyone. My name is Keely Jabloner, and I'm a student and Cottrell Scholar in the Mike Cottrell College of Business at the University of North Georgia. It is an honor for me to introduce our first and youngest speaker this morning. So at 9 years old, I was most likely playing with Polly Pockets, looking for my friends in the neighborhood just to go play outside, or maybe focused on cheerleading. There was no way I was starting my own business. Okay, maybe a lemonade stand, but that's about it. So our first presenter has a totally different story. He loves ice cream. I mean, he really loves ice cream. And as you'll hear from him, he loves to eat it, sell it, and share it. But why? Because it makes people smile. Please help me welcome our first presenter, Zagat's youngest 30 under 30 Lil Ice Cream Dude, Beau Shell, and his mom, Vickie Shell.
Good morning.
How is everyone?
My name is Vickie Shell, and I'm up here with Beau. We both are very nervous. But we both, I wanted to be with him today to help him tell his story. He was Zagat's 30 under 30 when he was 9. He's 11 years old now. He's in his 4th year of business. So we put together a presentation with high school and college students and young entrepreneurs in mind to show them that if we could do it with my young son, anybody can do it. And we live in the best country in the world that will allow us to do it. So sit back and listen to our story. Here you go, Beau. You can just look over. You don't have to.
Okay. So, well, good morning, everyone. I would like everyone. I hope everyone's doing well and doing good. But before we start, I would like to have one request that everybody just start thinking big.
Okay.
Because of this quote.
Okay.
Think big. I might as well think big. Why should any thought be small? I might as well think big if I'm going to think it all.
Okay. We can go. Okay.
I'm here to tell you about my life as an entrepreneur and help you determine if you have what it takes to be an entrepreneur. Now raise your hand if you do. Come on. Now let's see if you do. My name is Beau Shell, and I'm the Lil Ice Cream Dude. And I'm a successful entrepreneur. This is who I am.
Every day. Musicians sing about ice cream. Kids, you scream for it. And this is a gentleman who's not only screaming for it, but he's screaming for joy because of what he's been able to create around it.
Oh, yeah, he is crafty. For one young man, it's about more than a sweet dessert. Jennifer Bellamy introduces you to the Lil Ice Cream Dude and his growing ice cream empire.
Ice cream! When those chimes start to ring, children are known to come running. The lure of the ice cream man is nothing new, but the idea's had a little bit of an update, with an 11-year-old entrepreneur turning his passion into a growing business, even if people don't always realize he's the owner.
Most people are like shocked and like, oh, I didn't know that.
It all started at age 8 when Beau Shell told his parents he wanted an ice cream truck for his birthday.
I just brushed him off at first, and he kept asking, and we got to where we couldn't brush him off anymore.
$1.
His mother, Vickie Shell, said the family couldn't afford an actual ice cream truck, so they had a family friend rig a freezer to a welded frame on wheels. Beau made $300 that first year, but last year his ice cream sales raked in about $19,000.
Thank you.
And they're on track to pass that this year.
My husband and I are extremely proud of him because we ask him all the time, Beau, are you tired of this? Do you still want to do it? Do you want to stop? You can. We don't want to force him, but he'll always say no.
With the help of his family, Beau and Popsicle, his crowd-funded ice cream truck, make the rounds across Athens and Georgia, stopping at weddings, fundraisers, tailgates, you name it, sharing a love his family can't remember him being without.
That's why we call him the Lil Ice Cream Dude. That name came way before he got this business. We would literally have to take him to get ice cream every single day.
In the summer, Beau does 2 to 3 events per week, greeting customers and serving up smiles in the form of ice cream. But that's not all he has in mind.
I would like to make my own line of ice cream, which will have gluten-free for people who cannot have gluten in ice cream, sugar-free for people who are diabetic, lactose-free for people who are lactose intolerant, and I will also have 2 new ice creams that will turn the ice cream industry upside down.
And as he continues dishing out push pops, popsicles, and ice cream sandwiches, he wants you to remember one thing.
Happiness is ice cream.
Beau tells me he donates some of his money to fundraisers and nonprofits like the Children's Miracle Networks. He also regularly pays his tithes at church. Now, July is National Ice Cream Month, and this Saturday you can catch Beau and his ice cream truck in person at the Atlanta Ice Cream Festival. That event is free, and it's going on from 11 until 6 at Piedmont Park. Jennifer Bellamy, 11 Alive News.
How cute is he?
Right? He's paying his tithes. He's making a whole lot of money.
I can see him going to Harvard.
We're not pros at this, so we don't know how to fill the gap. Okay, there you go. Okay. All right.
My real name is Vickie Shell. I'm named after my mother, Vickie. I'm 11-year-old. I like to do normal things, and I love to play soccer, basketball. I also like to, excuse me, I like to play video games, and I like Legos, and I also like NASCAR. I also like doing normal things and dances like the whip and the nae-nae, and all those, and nice and popular dances sometimes. My story is that I really didn't like having an allowance, the kind of allowance, because I couldn't always exactly rely on my mother to give me my allowance. But it's okay because she did try her hardest. But she had a school store at the time, so I sold sometimes in that school store when I was little, and I go there every day after school. When my mom was about to close down, my dad might buy me a drink or something. But I witnessed and realized that the business made money, and I wanted to give to missionary and and help my family out with money, and I also wanted to buy toys with some money. So I asked for a cart for my 8th birthday to make money so I could do those things. So I had a few business ventures before that. When I was 7, one of those was when I was 7, and we went to a family event in Stone Mountain. And so it was really hot. It was I'm gonna die hot. So I wanted to start a fan business because it's hot out there. So I wanted to help people and sell fans. And so we tried that, but the paper was a little too floppy and we couldn't get the right paper. So we didn't do that kind. And so then I sort of went off that same idea by trying to help people cool down. And I went off what I actually really, really love, which is ice cream. And so I want ice cream because I love ice cream and popsicles, and so does 9/12 of the population, am I right? So I chose ice cream. And why I wanted to start my own business is because I wanted to make my own money, and with that money, I could give to my school's missionary, which helps build schools in Africa and helps missionaries get the word of Christ and the gospel out there in other countries, and helps them fund so they can build churches in other areas. So, and I wanted to give some help my family when I could. Like, for example, I tried to pay for school supplies and do any fees I could. And I also like to get cool electronics and toys sometimes, because, I mean, I'm still a kid. It's not going to be as long as I want, but I'm going to try and make the most of it. And so I've been trying my hard. And the plan for my business empire.
I'll just go interject right here. So that was a little bit the background, and so we do have a business plan, and which is what we try to go by, and it is a work in progress. But Beau is learning. He's 11, and he's learning all the principles of doing a business plan. And for those high school students and college students who are here, and your teacher keeps telling you about a business plan, trust me and believe me, they are telling you the truth. And at the end of this presentation, I got a good friend of mine here. I'm going to let you know how we can attest to that firsthand. Okay, thank you. You can go.
My vision for my business is to inspire and help small businesses as I build my own ice cream brand, empire, and my own private line of ice cream. And through my business, I would like to build a successful and noticeable brand. I would like to create my own full line of ice cream. I would like to create a chain of fun destinations all centered around frozen treats. I also want to become a millionaire or a billionaire. I would like to be an inspiration to others, and I would also like to help other small businesses by investing in their good businesses. My business is basically I sell prepackaged ice cream, prepackaged novelty ice cream, and novelty means you can hold my products in my hands, so it's a little easier to eat instead of in a bowl, so you can be more mobile. And I sell them through carts and trailers, and you'll get to see one of those outside. And my price range is $1 to $3 with an average markup of 50%. And I get my ice cream from the brands, from ice cream vendors, and I sell brands like Good Humor, Popsicle, Ben and Jerry's, and Blue Bunny and Riches also. How and where I do business is basically that I cannot sell in the street, so I don't sell in one place most of the time. So I have a caterer. I'm like a caterer and a food truck vendor is what is my license. So I go to places where I'm booked in advance and sell at those events. And I do festivals and markets. I also fundraise for groups and organizations. I cater private parties, and I cater private parties for companies and organizations and corporations. I also do birthday parties, and this year so far, I've done 64 in events in 2015 so far. My mom, she really knows, and she is teaching me about the ice cream industry, and so I'm gonna let her tell you a little bit about it. So,
I didn't just know about the ice cream industry automatically. It's a multi-billion dollar industry, and it's never suffered through any type of recession or depression, ice cream thrives actually in those times. But I've learned a lot about the ice cream industry. We had to learn that we couldn't just go directly to Blue Bunny and say, hey, Mr. Wells, can we get a truckload of ice cream? No, we had to learn that we had to go through master or sub distributors. And then they also have ice cream truck companies. So most of the master distributors own the ice cream trucks. They may own 30 or 40 trucks. So that's why in Atlanta you may see just 2 or 3 ice cream truck companies. It's not like when we were young, most of us in here, who in the 80s and 70s, we would run after ice cream trucks. Those were mom and pop small vendors. But now most of those trucks are owned by the large distributors. And so hence my theory, this is where we got creepy ice cream people, because mom and pop are no longer running the business. And so they just hire anybody now to just basically put them on the street. And so, and then there are ice cream companies like Ben & Jerry's, Dairy Queen, and then you can buy your ice cream in convenience in grocery stores. That's another thing the master distributors started doing, was putting it in ice cream that we loved and grew up on in stores. So Beau found, like when he started his business, an ice cream truck had never been in our neighborhood. And he was like, Mom, why doesn't an ice cream truck come to our neighborhood? Because they no longer can serve everybody now, because the largest distributors have just gotten a few trucks. And so Atlanta happens to be a great market for ice cream truck. Athens, not so much. And so then you have independent truck and cart owners like Beau. And so this is where we fit in. And hopefully he will, through his business plan, niche his way up into that and literally, like he said, turn the ice cream world upside down.
My team of people are my family, and they help me. They help do the business, help me with the business, and run it with me. And those people are my dad and my mom, my grandmother, my brother Rock, my cousins Malia, Connie, Sam, and Kendall, and my uncle Arthur, my uncle Patrick, and my uncle Benjamin. For example, my dad is the logistics manager.
Okay.
Logistics manager. And he helps us go to places, and he helps make hook up the trailer, and he gets all the good physical hard work done.
And then this is how we market. Beau being at the bottom, we have very few resources. So why don't you tell them about how we market you, Beau?
We market by, basically, we use social media websites to get us our name out there by using Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And we use those websites so people can know more about us, and they can maybe if they want to do an event, they can keep up and stay updated with the events we have. And we also have a website so that you can hopefully get an event and you have a calendar to look at.
Cash flow is another one of those very sticky situations that you have to learn, whether you're 11 or 111. We've learned about cash flow extensively, and Beau has as well. And I try to teach him this part, and I really let him help with all of these things, just so he understands that money is real and you have to do things with it. So he's very quickly going to give you his understanding of cash flow.
My understanding of cash flow, my understanding of cash flow is that I have income sources, and those income sources are when I do jobs and when I do a fundraiser or get loans or donations or crowdfunding campaigns. Sorry. And with that,
Allergies, all allergies.
and with that money, I'll first reinvest in my business by buying more equipment and getting supplies, and also getting more ice cream for more events so I can do those.
Okay, and then I'll help you out. So, and then his payroll, he pays himself first. He set a percentage. He set that, and then he set a percentage for his family to get paid. Unfortunately, his father and I were left out of that equation. So, but he does pay his cousins and grandma very well. He also saves for college, helps out with the family a little bit, and he said earlier that he helped pays for his school. He goes to a private school, so in any fees that come up, he'll pay them. And I was proud of him. Just a couple of days ago, he needed some medicine that was expensive for his allergies, and he said, "Mom, I got it." I cried then, I really did. And he does donate a lot of his money. He had pneumonia about 3 years ago, so his charitable arm has become Children's Miracle Network. We donate through UGA Miracle. Last year, he donated $1,000. His goal to donate this year is $2,000. We believe in giving back and helping the community, and I believe that doing that, his business and him will be blessed beyond measure.
And UGA is a organization that helps give to parents when they need to pay for the medical expenses. So they help pay for those so they won't have to be in debt or any kind of lawsuit in any situation. So they help it be easier for the parents to help their child and pay for medical expenses.
Version of cash flow. He may not have all the circles and squares all, but he understands that he has to work to get the money to go in to give out, and
My income projections are that I will work 3 or 4 events per summer.
during the summer months, and then he works about 8 events during the non-summer month. Why don't you tell him about the revenue?
And my revenue is, last year I had $19,000, and this year, I'm hoping that we will get $25,000 in revenue.
All right. Just about? Yeah. Thank you. Some interesting places Beau has worked. He's worked for the Atlanta Falcons, open practices. He went to Morehouse and did a speech or a workshop for an entrepreneurship camp. And he was last year the youngest sub-vendor ever to work at Sanford Stadium in Athens, Georgia. When he worked there, they told us that ice cream wouldn't do that well, and normally do that well at football games. But I don't know if any of you here are season ticket holders or if you've gone to some games. Both sold on the second level, and he did quite well, and he developed quite a following. Well, I guess they figured out that ice cream would sell. This year, Edie's came in and became the official sponsor. And it was a big lesson for him to learn that it hurt him that he couldn't go back. But I told him Edie's paid about $150,000 to be that. And so one day he would be able to do that. So those are the type of lessons that an 11-year-old learns. And so you learn those things. Every business owner here knows that there's always going to be somebody who can one-up you, but you don't quit. You just keep going.
My SWOT analysis are my strengths, my weaknesses, my opportunities, and my threats. My strengths are that I am a young entrepreneur and that and that people mostly want to help me because I'm young. My weaknesses are that I'm a small business, so we have very little resources, and so we need, I'm afraid that I'm, that we need more resources and space and cars. My opportunities is that I have an opportunity to redefine the neighborhood ice cream man, like my mom said, so it's not kind of creepy people out there. So I have opportunities to redefine the neighborhood ice cream man, and for teenagers, friendly teenagers, or children like me. So, and my threats are master distributors, that they will limit the ice cream or make it higher where I cannot hold it or too expensive every time I get it.
When he says new face and the opportunities, as he expands, he has expressed the need from day one to hire more teenagers. So we hope years from now, when you see an ice cream truck coming through there and it's a little ice cream dude truck, you'll see a neighborhood teenagers that you know. This way he can empower young students, get them out there working, and then bring some trust back to that image.
Do something today that your future self will thank you for. Your future starts now. Always think big, remain humble, give back, and prepare to change the world with your dreams. Here's a few tips to help you during and along the way. Get started and do not stop. Once you've made your mind that you really and truly want to go into business, make sure that you have help and support behind you, as like your parents, your teachers, your guardians, your friends, your counselors, anybody that can help you. Dedicate yourself to your business and your success. Always be ready and be willing to go to events, even when you'd rather be playing a varsity game or going somewhere else, maybe at a party, or be playing video games at home with your friends.
I took this picture of him. If you go back, he was at one of his first events. That's his first cart right there. And I took this picture because I told him I was going to show it to him when he's older. He really wanted to go play. But on that cart, it's his first cart his dad built for him. We can't stand on it. If we stand on it, it'll tilt and throw us off. So he's like, okay, if you go play, Beau, we got to shut down. You can't make any more money. So he thought about it, and he was like, go play with my friends or make money. So he sat down right there, and that's his look of like, I'm in this to win it. And so that's one of my favorite pictures.
Thank you. Build your brand. You are the face of your business, so you must use social media to help you and market your brand. And use websites like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, maybe some YouTube videos sometimes. And just use it to the better side and help you grow your business. You must network. Network with people who you know, network by going places and finding and meeting new people who are willing to help you and will make your business go higher. Get help. Get experts to be your mentors. Get help listen closely to the experts, mostly other entrepreneurs. They only want to see you succeed.
This is an entrepreneur right here from Gwinnett County. He is Mr. Greg Shoemate. He found Beau on social media. He's been with us from day one. He is the CEO of Brand Mortgage, and he works with Brand Bank. And so this is one of those people who have networked and have become Beau's mentor right here in Gwinnett County. I think, well, your neighbor, Gwinnett County.
Give back. Give back to organizations that have a good cause and that help resolve a problem in health or your community. My last bit of advice is to go into business to solve a problem and make the world a better place. I want to change the world with ice cream. Thanks for listening. Questions or maybe ice cream?
Thank you all.
Thank you for being so patient.